right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Merkah Kodash. Noble honors and respect to the elders and to the apostle of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Ba'ath Adawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. So this is just an additional video, and as well as a little bit of a correction video from my camp lesson on the third, which was yesterday, where I went into a little bit of the story of how Yahushua was born. I said he was born in the shack, and I went back and did a little bit of studying and research, and he was born in a manger, which is like the definition is like right here, a long open box or trove for horses or cattle to eat from. And this is what it looks like. And to get an even better depiction here, let's see here, like this would be, I don't know why I brought me here, but this would be basically the depiction right here. How Yahweh Shai, of course, they whitewashed images, but basically how Yahweh Shai was born in a little a trove that's used for like a stable for for farm animals to feed in. This is basically what a trove is. This is what it looks like. This is where you've, of course. So okay, now this was me. This was me right here going into the during my camp video. This is where I made that mistake.
So think about it. You're a loser in this society. Nobody respects you. Nobody gives a damn about you. Everybody looks at you like you ain't shit. Don't you think that Yahweh Shai went through the same damn thing? It's funny because when going into the story, everybody thought Yahweh Shai would come. Thousands of years ago, everybody thought Yahweh Shai would come. He would make a grand appearance. But no, he came with a mule, right? He was born in like a little shack. I can't remember where it was. But yeah, he didn't come looking all rich and fine and dim. He came, looking like a so-called poor man, right? To be in that humble spirit.
All right, so this is going to be so to get the story correct here, just to correct myself, we're going to go into the book of Luke. It's going to be chapter 2. Luke chapter 2, starting in verse 1. And it says, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus, who at the time was the, and we all know that the word Caesar really goes back to the word emperor. So Augustus was the one that was ruling Rome at the time when Yahushua was born. And that all the world, and it says here, a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And when is usually tax season? Tax season is usually, during the springtime. Verse 2, and this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. Verse 3, and all went to be taxed, and everyone in his own city. Verse 4, and Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, into the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David. Verse 5, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. Verse 7, and she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, which I just showed before, which is, that little trough or long box where, most, your livestock or farm animals feed out of in a stable, okay? Because there was no room for them in the inn, so they couldn't stay at like a little inn, like a motel or something like that, okay? There was no room. Verse 8, and there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. 9, and lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. Verse 10, and the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. Verse 11, for unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Hamashiach the Lord. Verse 12, and this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. 13, and suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising the Most High, and saying, Glory to the power in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. 15, and it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. 16, and they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. Okay, so they found, lying in a manger, and like I just said. So, Yahushua was born in a rather a lowly estate, in a stable where you feed your livestock, of all places, and let's see. This is going to be Matthew. It's going to be like I said, he came in a, like I said in my camp video, he came in a low estate. He didn't come, being all rich, glorious, fine and dandy and all that. He didn't have all those nice things. He wasn't looking all flashy and all that. He came in a lowly estate, lowly attire, lowly spirit, humility. So this is the book of Matthew. It's going to be chapter 21, starting at the top. And it says, And when they drew nigh unto Jerusalem, and were come to Bethphage, unto the Mount of Olives, then sent Yahushua 2 disciples, verse 2, saying unto them, Go into the village over against you, and straightway ye shall find an ass tied, and a colt with her. Loose them, and bring them unto me. So a donkey. And verse 3, and if any man say aught unto you, ye shall say, The Lord hath need of them, and straightway he will send them. Verse 4, all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet, saying, Tell ye the daughter of Sion, Behold, the king cometh unto thee, meek, and sitting upon an ass, and a colt, the foal of an ass. So, like I said, Yahushua wasn't coming looking all, decked out. Verse 6, and the disciples went and did as Yahushua commanded them, and brought the ass and the colt, and put on them their clothes, and they set him thereon. Verse 8, and a very great multitude spread their garments in the way. Others cut down branches from the trees, and strawed them in the way. Verse 9, and the multitudes that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna, to the son of David. And Hosanna it's a Hebrew word that means, to be, to give favor or to show favor, to praise, basically. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. Okay, verse 10. And when he was come into Jerusalem, all the city was moved, saying, Who is this? Verse 11, the multitude said, This is Yahushua, the prophet of Nazareth of Galilee. Verse 12, and Yahushua went into the temple of the Most High and cast out all them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves, and said unto them, It is written, My house shall be called the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. Verse 14, and the blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. Verse 15, and when the chief priest and scribes saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying in the temple, and saying, Hosanna to the Son of David, they were sore displeased. Okay? They were sore displeased. They were disagreeable with Yahushua. Okay? They didn't like the way that he did things. Okay? And they were jealous of him. And you can, the book of Mark, which I brought out in my camp video, just to go over a couple of scriptures to reiterate, just to drive the point home. And Mark 12 and 38. And it says, And he said unto them in his doctrine, Beware of the scribes which love to go in long clothing, and love salutations in the marketplaces. And then verse 39, and the chief seats in the synagogues, and the uppermost rooms at feasts. 40, verse 40, which devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. These shall receive greater damnation. Okay? So, these people, these scribes, these other, these men, they are all about, gaining the attention, the whole thing with the popularity contest and making merry and mirth with the people, but at the same time being deceitful, That's why, you gotta watch out for these type of individuals. Okay? Let's see here. Okay, and this is going to be, this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 24, and it says, For there shall arise false Hamashiachs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Okay? And the elect will not be deceived by these false prophets and scribes and all that. Okay? Yahweh Shai has his elect locked in. Okay, this is going to be, let's see. This is going to be, let's check. Excuse me. In fact, it's going to be 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 8. 2 Corinthians chapter 8, starting at verse verse 9. Okay, 2 Corinthians 8 and 9. It says, "For ye know the grace of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich." Okay? So, like I said, it's only through Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that we have what we have, and that have what we know, have what we need, and we can only gain abundance through the Most High, His only Son. In fact, this is going to be Matthew. Excuse me. Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. And it says, in fact, Matthew 6 and 19, it says, "Lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." Verse 20, "But lay up yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through it nor steal." Verse 21, "For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." Okay? So, Yahweh Shai was, for our sakes, he made himself poor so that we could be rich in this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay? He was brought to a low estate so that, we could get the message, the mysteries of the kingdom. Okay? We store up our treasures in this knowledge, wisdom, understanding that comes from, on a much higher level than this world. Okay? That's where our treasure, that's where our riches, that's where our abundance is. Okay? The things of this life it's like it just said. Verse 19, Matthew 6 and 19. "Lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal." So all your worldly possessions, man, this is not where, this is deep. This is temporary stuff. This stuff could be taken away from you at any moment. And not just that, but, when you're gone, it's definitely going to belong to somebody else. That's why this is going to be the book of Hebrews. This is going to be Hebrews chapter 2. The book of Hebrews chapter 2, starting at verse Hebrews 2, verse 7. And it says, "Thou madest him a little lower than the angels. Thou crownest him with glory and honor, and didst set him over the works of thy hands." Verse 8, Thou hast put all things in subjection under his feet. For in that he put all in subjection under him, he left nothing that is not put under him. But now we see not yet all things put under him. Verse 9, "But we see Yahweh Shai, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he by the grace of the Most High should taste death for every man." Okay? So again, Yahweh Shai came in that lowly estate to do what? His Father sent him to do what? He sent him to, to be the sacrificial lamb, to be that lamb without blemish. Okay? Yahweh Shai kept the law perfectly. but ultimately he was to be that sacrifice for the nation of Israel, specifically the elect, but the nation of Israel as a whole in general. Now, verse 10, Hebrews 2 and 10. For it became him, for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons into glory. And who are the sons? The elect. To make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings. So, we are to suffer for this. Okay? The only way we're going to obtain that honor, that glory, that joy, that rest is to suffer. We have to suffer. Okay? Just like Yahushua, he had to suffer for our sakes, just so he could reclaim his position, which is at the right hand of his Father Yahweh. Okay? So, like, this was just a let me get one more scripture. This is going to be the book of Matthew again. And this goes for those, that don't follow or stick to the doctrine. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. It says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So, if you teach, but you break the law, if you teach, but at the same time you offend, you shall be the least in the kingdom of heaven. But if you teach and do and continue to do the right thing, okay, you'll be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? So you got, like I said, you got all these Israelite camps out there, and we know which ones do not keep the 100% truth or doctrine. They will be, the lowest in the kingdom. They'll be the least. But for those who stick to the doctrine and do it, they'll be called great in the kingdom of heaven. And Lord willing, that be us. And Lord willing, that I myself am a part of that. All right? So this wasn't meant to be long. This is just an additional / correction video. I just had to correct myself because, we don't want to offend the Lord. We want to be spot on with our camps, and what we're talking about, how we explain things. So, just like I said, just went over a few things on Yahushua and how he came in a lowly spirit, and how like he said, his house should be called the house of prayer, but those other people, they made it into a den of thieves, and that's what the majority of these people are out here, especially these other Israelite camps that don't have 100% truth. Okay, the house of prayer, which means for the meek, the lowly, those that are suffering in this current time, that are genuine, sincere, and willing to give all that they got for the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, that this was an edifying lesson. And with that, in closing, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching His word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Ba'athat Abadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Abak Bal, Shalom, Barakatham.